Lighting, one of the most powerful tools in a filmmaker's arsenal. It profoundly influences the mood, tone, and atmosphere of a film. It can guide the audience's emotions, highlight key aspects of the story, and even define the genre of the film itself. Traditionally, certain lighting techniques have been closely associated with specific genres. For instance, the high contrast, shadowy lighting of film noir or the soft, bright lighting of romantic comedies. However, innovative filmmakers will often break these conventions to push the boundaries of genre and create new cinematic experiences. Within this video essay, we will explore how breaking traditional lighting conventions can redefine genre boundaries and expectations. By examining 4 distinct films, Sin City, Mad Max Fury Road, 1917, and The Shape of Water, we will showcase how each film uses unconventional lighting techniques to challenge and expand the limits of their genres. Sin City utilizes a striking black and white palette with selective color, merging graphic novel aesthetics with classic neo-noir elements. Mad Max Fury Road employs vibrant, saturated, high-contrast lighting to transform the bleak apocalyptic landscape into a vivid, surreal action spectacle. 1917 adopts a continuous one-shot lighting approach to immerse viewers in the harrowing experiences of World War I, breaking away from traditional war film lighting. Finally, The Shape of Water uses a distinctive green and blue color palette to create an otherworldly romantic fantasy, breaking the mold of typical romances. Through these films, we will demonstrate how breaking lighting conventions can not only redefine genre boundaries but also enhance storytelling and audience engagement. So let's dive into the world of cinematic lighting and uncover how these films can reshape our understanding of genre. A stylized neo-noir film that combines multiple interwoven stories set in a dark, gritty world. It draws heavily from Frank Miller's comics of the same name. The lighting is characterized by high-contrast black and white visuals with selective colorization. This creates a stark, dramatic aesthetic that calls back to the comics, as well as classic noir movies. Sin City has a complex narrative structure with hyper-stylized violence and is backdropped with its graphic novel look, giving it a distinct cinematic experience apart from other noirs. Now, classic noirs are usually styled in contrasting black and white colors, and while Sin City does have classic noir looks, it utilizes selective colorization. Items or people the filmmakers wanted to pop are enhanced, making them seem even larger than life. The movie also utilizes black and white itself in a comic style, blocking characters or windows. This lends to the world's feeling. The world goes beyond surreal to pull the audience into the comic world, creating our immersion. How Sin City plays with its lighting and colors both honor and go beyond the traditional conventions for the noir genre, creating a unique experience through it. This in turn enhances its own style and story by playing into those factors. A post-apocalyptic action film set in a desolate, dystopian wasteland following a traveler who gets caught between warlords in a high-octane chase. The film's lighting style is vibrant and high in contrast, using intense colors to create a surreal and hyper-realistic visual experience. This contrasts starkly with the traditionally desaturated tones of the genre and even of the earlier Mad Max films. This unconventional use of color and lighting redefines the aesthetic expectations of a post-apocalyptic film, making the world of Fury Road both visually stunning and unique to experience. By embracing its bold and vibrant color palette, Mad Max Fury Road redefines the visual expectations of the post-apocalyptic genre. This innovative approach not only enhances the film's aesthetic appeal but also immerses the audience in a uniquely intense and visually captivating world, breaking away from the traditional desolate and muted tones commonly associated with the genre. Fury Road employs a vibrant, high-contrast color palette dominated by intense oranges and blues. This choice creates a visually striking world that feels both surreal and hyper-realistic. Each landscape is also dominated by a distinctive color. This gives us a sense of the world and space, but also sets up these areas. By knowing a certain place has striking orange sand or bleak brown rock, lets us know where the characters are subtly. Meanwhile, the deep orange hues of the desert landscapes during the day contrast sharply with the dark, cool blue tones of night, enhancing the dramatic and otherworldly atmosphere while keeping the world grounded and natural. It is constantly surreal, yet it feels real because of the naturalistic lighting they have throughout the movie, often an angry sun beating down on the characters almost oppressively. Use of this natural light only further enhances the vibrancy the colors bring. Even their eyes are more vibrant against their landscape. Like Sin City, Fury Road is meant to evoke a comic sort of feeling in its frames. This stylization adds to the surrealism and breaks from the more gritty realism typically associated with post-apocalypse narratives. A World War I film that follows 2 soldiers on a perilous mission across the front lines to deliver a crucial message. Its lighting style is characterized by naturalistic, immersive lighting that enhances the illusion of a continuous, real-time journey. The film's use of ambient light and strategic lighting sources creates a realistic, yet visually stunning portrayal of wartime conditions. 1917 revolutionizes lighting in film with a one-shot technique, which creates a seamless, real-time experience that immerses viewers in the character's journey. The film's lighting design is integral to this technique, using natural and practical sources such as flares, lanterns, and daylight to maintain the illusion of a single, uninterrupted take. This allows for the lighting to adapt dynamically and evolve to the environments from dark claustrophobic trenches to wide-open fields. By breaking away from traditional segmented shot structures, cutting between characters and angles, the intensity, realism, and immediacy are all increased. It feels like we are walking right behind the characters, taking the surroundings in as they do. And while the lighting is often natural or simple, it is still utilizing a lot of technology to mimic lighting conditions as well to help in the long run. This burning building is not done on a computer, well it is, but the lighting is from a huge source. The innovative style of lighting they used for this movie, while not breaking any genres with the looks and hues, are breaking the mold for war movies. It sets a new standard for realism and the employment of light within movies, how lighting can be used in continuity and for even more emotional impact beyond the classic understandings. A romantic fantasy film set during the Cold War era, following the story of a mute woman who forms a unique bond with a mysterious aquatic creature. Its lighting style is characterized by a rich, cinematic palette of deep greens, teals, and warm amber tones, which create a dreamlike, otherworldly atmosphere that complements the film's fairy tale quality. Typical romances would stick to yellows, reds, amber colors, things that we have learned to notice and identify with traditional romance themes. The Shape of Water utilizes cooler colors, greens, teals, blues. These reinforce the emotional depth and impacts while maintaining the aquatic feel. These choices deviate from classic romances and further from lighting used in Cold War-era productions' more realistic and subdued lighting. The film uses the typical lighting schemes of romances and often switches them, as well. While our main character's life is more of her personal time, and how she spends it, we see her home and her neighbors in amber or bright yellow tones, and they get weaker as their relationship strains. Meanwhile, they use darker green and blue tones while she forms a relationship with the creature. The interplay between these colors underscores the contrast between the mundane and the magical, blending its realism with more fairy tale-like elements. By employing this imaginative approach, The Shape of Water not only redefines visual expectations for romantic fantasy, but also deepens the film's thematic resonance, making the fantasy elements feel seamlessly and further integrated into our world and its own. In exploring unconventional lighting techniques and styles, we can redefine genre boundaries and expectations. Films like Sin City, Mad Max Fury Road, 1917, and The Shape of Water utilize their unique lighting styles to push the limits of their traditional genres. By breaking away from these established conventions, films can not only enhance their visual storytelling but also transform audience expectations and cinematic experiences into something even greater. The use of other techniques and skills demonstrates the profound impact of lighting as a tool and art for innovation and evolution in filmmaking.